What's going on, my fellow aviation friends? How are y'all doing? Here we are coming to you live from the Quality Inn located at 6000 Lake Gray Boulevard in Jacksonville, Florida. The reason we're down here, many of you are wondering and asking, on this month, May 24th, my aunt, who has lived down here in Jacksonville, she had unexpectedly passed away at 65 years old from a 13-year battle with Alzheimer's. And it's really hitting us hard right now, so just bear with us. I'm not going to go into any more details at this time, except that. So, with this out of the way, I'm also here to give this introduction. As most of you may know, I started spotting at Valdosta Regional Airport on April the 7th, 2006. And I have not paid attention to it at first, but as the years and days went on, I started becoming more fond of the Bombardier CRJ 200s. The CRJ 200s, 100s were built in the 90s all the way to 2004. No, take that back, up to 2005. They've been with Valdosta Regional Airport for quite a long time. And in April of 2023, I videoed the very last one, departing for the final time. And on this month, exactly 2 years ago, would mark the start of the new era to Valdosta Regional Airport, as we would be welcomed with the Bombardier CRJ 700s and 900s. And I'm gonna tell you, they are some great looking aircraft. And I'm actually glad to see those in action, because I really wanted to see those for quite a while. And I finally got my wish on this month 2 years ago. And I also want to give everyone a heads up. Many of you are still wondering about the progress on my house. Well, I have received some good news. It looks like next month, which is July, the day after Independence Day, I can now say we will officially be leaving our temporary location located at 2543 Muscogee Drive, and we will officially be going back to my home. And it's going to be a long process, as we have to get stuff from storage units, put them in trucks, and move them back to the house. And we also got to get new furniture and a new television. And hopefully with all this that will be out of the way, I pray dearly that we will never, and I mean never ever, experience a major hurricane like we did almost 6 to 7 months ago. So now, with all this out of the way, who's ready for the 2-year anniversary of Bombardier CRJ 7 and 900 service to and from Valdosta Regional Airport? Who's ready for it? Because I am. Are you? Our video commences now. This is November 371, Charlie Alpha, ship number 182 of Endeavour Air 5443 on final to 18, Valdosta Regional Airport. This is November 15348, Papa Quebec of Endeavour Air 5443.
Endeavour Air 5443. This is November 15336, Papa Quebec of Endeavour Air 5443. This is November 15313, Papa Quebec of Endeavour Air 5443. This is November 15349, Papa Quebec of Endeavour Air 5312. This is November 15292, Papa Quebec of Endeavour Air 5443. This is November 390 Charlie Alpha. Ship number 10116 or 10106 of Endeavour Air 5443. This is November 15315, Papa Quebec of Endeavour Air 5443. 15315, Papa Quebec, of Endeavour Air 543, on final to Ballast Regional Airport, 18. And viewers, some of you may know this, but from April into May is when we really start to slowly see the increase in bookings. And if we see that, then it'll be a good sign right here that we will be seeing the big boy. More of the CRJ 900s. And I also want to let y'all know in advance the secret to what brings the CRJ 7 and 900s out here. If there's less bookings, the 700s will come. But if there's more bookings, that means the 900s will be coming, as we will see now. I love the pureness of the big boy, the CRJ 900. November 315 is showing at 13.8 miles an hour. While taxiing. I also tried to look for parking right across the runway. at the terminal, but apparently there is no luck, as there were quite a bunch of cars in short term and long term. So we're going to be over here for a little while. This is November 133 Echo Victor of Endeavour Air 5443. This is November 925 XJ of Endeavour Air 5443. There's the front landing light. This is November 15335, Papa Quebec, of Endeavour Air 5312. This is November 15335, Papa Quebec, of Endeavour Air 5312. This is November 131, Echo Victor, of Endeavour Air 4993. November 15326, Papa Quebec, of Endeavour Air 5443. This is November 15176, Papa Quebec, of Endeavour Air 5443. I know it's pretty far out, but here as you can see, this is November 15176, Papa Quebec, of Endeavour Air 5312, on the departure roll back to Atlanta. This is November 641, Charlie Alpha, of Endeavour Air 4993, on the departure roll back to Atlanta. This is November 15324, Papa Quebec, of Endeavour Air 5443. it's kind of tough to see. But here, we have November 936 XXJ of Endeavour Air 5312 on the downward leg for runway 36, Valdosta Regional Airport. Not sure if anyone can see, but this is November 655 Charlie Alpha of Endeavour Air 4993. This is November 15313 Papa Quebec of Endeavour Air 5312 on the departure roll back to Atlanta. This is November 185, Gulf Juliet of Endeavour Air 5443. This is November 604 Lima Romeo of Endeavour Air 5312. And for those of you that don't know, I'm going to give you all a little refresher on this aircraft. This aircraft was the very first inaugural that landed at Valdosta Regional Airport in September of 2020. But this was one time only, when the CRJ 200s were still around. But who would have known that in the next 3 years, exactly on this month, in 2023, we would see the new era of Bombardier CRJ 7 and 900 service. And viewers, I ask you again, what is your favorite aircraft? The CRJ 7 or the 900s? You decide. This is November 15304, Papa Quebec of Endeavour Air 5443. This is November 15153, Papa Quebec of Endeavour Air 5443. And yes, viewers, you heard, those were fireworks. And I do apologize about the shakiness. Through the darkness, here we see November 15336, Papa Quebec, of Endeavour Air 5443. We're here, as you can see, he is on visual to runway 36. This is November 390 Charlie Alpha, ship number 10106 of Endeavour Air 5443.